What's up, Grayson Report? This is a review for evildeadrise.
There you go. That was pretty good. And I'm Lewis from Nerdreport, and as promised, we are here to review the film. And we're going to dedicate this review to who?
Melissa.
Melissa, thank you. You paid for the film for us to watch and stuff like that. But this is Lisa's channel. I'm not going to take over, but you asked me to help you a little bit with the review since this is like one of your first movie reviews on your channel, right? All right. Well, let's work on it. I got a little bit of a format for you all. So I'll lead for you. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's start. All right, what is this movie essentially about? It's the 5th film in the Evil Dead franchise, right? How would you describe it?
Bloody.
Bloody? No, that's not what it's about. All right,
well,
basic.
You're asking me how I would describe it. It's bloody and gory.
It is. But let's say
in
we're
true Evil Dead fashion.
Yeah, but okay. So there's people in an apartment. There's they discover a mysterious book, and well, a few of them discover a mysterious book, and of course, in Evil Dead fashion, they read from it, and one of the members gets possessed. And let's go spoilers. This is spoilers right here, since the movie's actually available on VOD. And yeah, all the demons come out in full form, in Evil Dead. Deadites, they're demons, right?
Yeah, but Deadites, if you want to go
be
specific.
Right. And let's start off with, let's discuss the film. We already gave you a little bit of the storyline, but overall, what do you think of the movie?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it.
All right. I liked it too. I'll give you a score at the end. Let's give a score at the end.
Okay.
What did you think of the cast? I
liked the cast.
All right.
I liked well, this is a spoiler review, right?
Spoiler review.
Review. I liked the main Deadite was the mom.
Right.
And I liked
as you see in the trailer.
As you see in the trailer. And I do like how they introduce her.
Right.
And how she comes into after being, I don't know how you call it, infected. It's not really an infection, but I mean after being possessed.
Correct. And this all takes place in an apartment. I do give it more props. It's a different setting.
Complete different setting.
Right. In the beginning, though, it does start off like with the norm, what we expect from Evil Dead. But then it goes into the city. So it's a different city. It's a different setting.
And it's in a building that's about to be condemned. And there are a few residents left in the building.
Right. But the building is ugly.
Yeah.
The building is ugly. And it's basically, story-wise, it's trying to give you like a family dynamic structure there with the mom and the kids and stuff. And they were fine overall. It's always good horror, tries to give you a little bit of a message at the end, makes us try to care for the family.
Yeah.
And everything like that. What do you think of the acting?
I thought the acting was good. I really thought, especially because there was a little girl. I'm not sure how old she was, and I felt like she did an awesome job for being so young and being surrounded by
adults and
blood,
right? Essentially,
so I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, basically, I would say since we're bringing up blood a lot, there's a lot of blood in this movie, and it's the same could be said about every Evil Dead movie. Okay, so we got Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Fede Alvarez's remake, the show,
Ash vs.
Evil Dead, and then we got Evil Dead Rise. How would you rank this one as far as blood and gore?
I think it's pretty much the same. It's the same. It's Evil Dead.
You don't think there was a little bit more?
No, No? Don't you remember Ash vs. Evil Dead? They said they used gallons.
Well, see, but that's the thing. Ranking-wise, I would say as far as gore is concerned, the show is the most gory. And then I would say the Fede Alvarez, because it had that lesbian kiss with the sawed-off tongue, with the razor blade. And then this one, right?
Yeah.
So, we know Evil Dead 1, 2... and then Army of Darkness and then the show, they're a bit campy, but then scary at the same time. This one right here was Fede Alvarez. Did I say that right? From 2013. Sorry, it's a little late, guys. That one was all straight up serious.
Yeah, that was like true. That was more of a horror aspect than the comical horror.
Even though it did have throwbacks to the originals, but it wasn't, the comedy aspect wasn't got that slap, because there is slapstick, but it works with Evil Dead when they do it. This one, I would say, was more serious.
But it had the slapstick.
Some slapstick. Very little.
Elements.
For me, it was very little.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Right. But then, if you're expecting something like totally different, it wasn't, because it did have the callbacks, the shotgun and
the Easter eggs.
Well, no, the structure, there seems to always have to be a car. There always has to be the same weapons. Some of the cinematography is the same. That's what I thought. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the opening scene and how like the camera angles, he kind of used, I don't know what you call that, like a wide angle. Or like kind of like a fish. It kind of almost looks fish-eyed, but it's not. Right,
and that's something Sam Raimi does for cinematography wise. This one wasn't directed by Sam Raimi. I'm gonna let you. He produced it, and it does have Sam Raimi all over it as far as influence is concerned. And as far as like the director is Lee Cronin. Lee Cronin is the director. As far as I know, he doesn't really have too many things under his belt. But I would say his action was top notch. His cinematography, or the cinematographer, was top notch. The movie looked great. Story wise, it's Evil Dead, but it's just in an apartment now, so it's gonna satisfy you as far as that's concerned. Music was good. I didn't notice anything about the music. A few times the actors' accents were coming in and out. I think they're from New Zealand or something, respectfully. If I could look at something to diss it for, not really. Yeah, I'm just looking for something to say a little bit neutral, because I like the film.
Yeah.
Off the things I said, did you notice cinematography? It looked beautiful.
Well, yeah, that's the one thing I noticed right off was the cinematography.
There was an awesome scene too, where he's looking out the little girl's looking out the key, the door, the people. Oh, that was great. I thought that was great. The gore was great. You know what else was great? That's kind of short.
What?
The movie.
Oh yeah, the movie.
The movie's kind of short.
It is short.
It doesn't overstay its welcome, and stuff like that. But okay, so anything else you want to add to that?
It keeps your attention.
It did. If any weakness this movie has, it's probably the beginning. It starts off really strong, and then it really slows down.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like bad, almost like
It starts off epic, like title screen. Then
there's a scene before,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It starts off and you're like, whoa, epic title screen. And you're like, oh my god, it gets you so pumped for the movie. And then it just goes into like the story. And the
story, I was thinking that I was like, is this going to suck?
Yeah, same here, because it slows down.
And it's just not interesting. Because you have to establish the family.
Right? But I got why they did that. Because you have to introduce the characters. Because if you just brought them in just out of nowhere, we're not going to know them or feel for them.
And then once it starts, it is on. It is on. I could see why this is doing well ratings-wise. But again, it is horror. Horror movies get bad reviews all the time, even though they're good. I would say this is a good one. I do recommend it. It cost us a little bit more than what we asked for, but that's fine. A couple of dollars. What was it, like $26? And I definitely think it's worth it. Maybe get a couple people. I'm not into renting these things. Just buy it straight up so you can watch it.
It's not even worth to rent it. I think it's like $20 to rent.
Yeah, just grab it. Grab this film. Support horror movies. I liked it. I definitely recommend it. As an Evil Dead film, I give it a 9 out of 10. And as a regular film, I give it a 8 out of 10. And stuff like that even makes sense. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. Look for more of these films. If you're looking, it has the same beats. It's not totally different than the other movies. it does borrow a lot of scenes from it. Lisa, I'll give it's your channel. So what else? Last word from you.
I mean, like what Lewis said, as a movie, like I was thinking, like how he gave it an 8. That's how I was thinking I would give it an 8. I did enjoy it. It kept my attention throughout the entire film. Like I said, it has an awesome title screen, but it does slow down at the beginning.
The intro, yeah.
But once it picks up, and you're not gonna. I mean, there's not one point where I lost interest in the film. Like I wanted to watch from beginning to end, even when it did slow down.
Yeah, because it has the hook of the movie, Act 1, Act 2, and the third act, and that's where it ends. And the hook was amazing. Act 1 is a little slow.
But I get why they had to do it, because, like I said earlier, they have to introduce the family. They can't just throw them in there and then expect us to know what's going on. So I got that. I got why they had to do that.
I heard this was going to be a straight to streaming, and I thought they thought it was too good for it, so they gave it a theatrical. Good for them. But anyways, that's it. Lisa, your channel. Tell them goodbye and say thanks to.
All right, guys. See you on the next one. And again, thank you, Melissa. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have been able to see this film. So,
but what's next? Who wants us? What do you guys want us to review next? Got to think about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. What do you say? Wolves out? Wolves out?
Wolves
bears
out.
out? I don't know.
I don't know what to say. We can howl. I don't know.
Ow! All right. I'm going to turn this off. Hope you enjoyed the review.